Hello. Oh, everything's normal still. Well, seems like the audio seems a little bit different again. Move it to the right spot. There we go. I probably just need to go through and actually fix that properly. It probably still sounds fine. I'm just saying for my purposes, I feel like something's not quite the same. Oh well. Yeah, looks like this is not doing as much here. There we go. A little bit more. Oh wow. Now it's too much. Should be okay now though. And the other thing looks like it's doing its thing like it's supposed to, so I won't touch it for now. And the last one doesn't seem to be doing what it's supposed to do. I'm not exactly sure why either. Probably have to take it off, put it back on, or find something different. Oh, well, looks like it's okay enough for now. All right. Ooh. So of course, gonna look over some stuff. I did download a game this time, so not a Japanese game. For some reason, I can download any games except for Japanese games still. I wonder if that's written on the website somewhere. And I may have to look around for other places to get games. So there's like Kifu Depot and hard to remember the name of the other one that I'm thinking of, and a couple other places. So maybe I can look around. And he needs to update some of these a little bit more because it'd be nice if we could just look at them, take them from here. I'll have to talk to him about this. No, I saw this this morning, but not the other day. That's one of the reasons why I started a little later than I wanted to. Normally I like to start around 9:30. That seems to be the most natural time. But yeah, gameofgo.com in the works. Wants to make the game more accessible, more beginner friendly, but also tournament stuff. We'll see what they do. See what they do. Could be fun. I didn't click on this earlier, so it was on my phone, so I couldn't read it even if I did click. I'll read it later. Anyway, one of the things that kind of annoys me whenever somebody says like, "Oh, I'm working on something new," we always get someone that ends up talking about OGS. I wonder why not? Why not collaborate with an open source system project like OGS? Why not use OGS? You don't need to use OGS for everything. You have less freedom if you have to stick to something that's already made, so it's not as fun that way. Anyway, I do have OGS open. And there are actually people looking for games today. Maybe we'll end up playing a game. 1 minute, 5 by 10 seconds. Whew. It's a little quick, but it's all good. I showed this to a couple other people yesterday, but I finally actually looked at the Diabolical collection down here. I saw it in a video. I don't know why these are blue. Oh, because it's being stupid. This Smigo here has a problem when you run out of hearts on something. I ran out of hearts doing a different collection. And if you fail one of these when you run out of hearts, sometimes it doesn't register ever. Or if you're close to low on hearts. I don't think I was actually out. I think I was just close to low. But you run out of stuff forever. But this one was this one was an easier one. Yeah. Yeah. And I just clicked the wrong move when going through and solving it. But the cool part about this collection, it says 3Q, but I would actually say that most of these are probably not the actual rank it says. And it's only really 3Q if you consider the amount of reading that you have to do to solve these problems. But I actually kind of liked it. But the idea is that you're figuring out which ones are already alive and which one needs an extra move. If you already know shapes, then a lot of these are like common shapes that you actually see in Sumego all the time. So if you already know those, then it becomes really easy to solve all these problems. You still have to read it though. Some of them are still hard reads. Like here, the bottom left is the one that is not alive right now. I believe the rest of them are alive. So we have to play. Our first move has to be probably bottom left here. You can play here. Let's do it here. We can connect this way. Play this one. Now, this is where I misclicked before. I clicked this one right away instead of Atariing first. You have to Atari first and then block, and then you can connect. And then this one actually ends up being the same exact problem as the bottom left. So basically, you're training the same shapes over and over on the same board, but like it seems like it's like a good way to really learn a lot of these shapes. But you also have to recognize which one was more important to play at first, which I think that was cool. So like a lot of these will end up being like a Seki shape. And it even has you redo it again. Yeah. So I think this collection is actually really cool. I might as well resolve the next one. I don't know why it's blue again, but might as well do it. I already remember the solution, and the reason why I got it wrong was because I misclicked again. I ended up playing here instead of playing at A3. That was my own fault. We need to make sure the top left is dead. This is all L groups. All these L groups are dead. As long as none of your stones are in trouble. So we save our stones. That means the top left is just dead. Same with this area. This one's just dead already. We can just push kill. This one is the one that's alive because there's just a little bit of extra room. So we can block here, pull back here, then throw in an Atari because we're capturing this group. If that was already connected, this would be dead. Yeah, and so here we can throw in, then we need to attach and then take away the other eye. But that's where I accidentally misclicked last time. I did this move instead of just attaching. I was like, what? Oh, dang it. But no, we'll see if this stays completed. Last time that it did this blue thing, they did not stay completed. And from 100, I just got that one wrong on accident. I didn't read it out all the way. Because I'm having a hard time. I think it was the upper left I misread. Maybe I did read it right. White to win all positions. Yeah. The upper left, I think the upper left is dead. Yeah. I think the upper left was still dead. I just didn't kill the bottom left properly. And the rest of them, I think, were also dead. This one's pretty obvious that one move. This is why I think this is kind of useful. We can see that one move lives for sure for black in the bottom left. Which means that one has to be the one that you have to play again. That one's like a really fairly obvious one. So how do you survive with the rest of them? And I think that's the important thing to think about. Like how do you survive or kill with the rest of them? So we have to read all of them out still, because like at the top left, for example, maybe you thought that was just 100% alive. Well, then maybe we're missing something. Something else is good here. But yeah, you still have to solve the first one at least. Let me see if I can solve it properly. Oh, is it just D5, threatening the cut or connect? And if they block here, we Atari directly. And it's they have to connect. Oh, then we don't have another I there. Oh, we can't connect again, so that doesn't work. Yeah, so it looks like E5 is actually the vital point. Because if we play here, they block with E5. We Atari, they can connect. Oh, we can throw in. They can't capture this way. Okay, so it's a throw in here, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, if Atari and they connect, we can throw in. If they don't connect, when we capture, it's just dead. So they have to connect. Then we can throw in, which is an Atari, and it's like a snapback sort of shape. All right, let's see. See if I'm right. Yeah, I did it. Now this is the one that was kind of hard to solve when I was doing it last night. We do have to extend. They have to connect, and then we have to take a liberty from this group so that we can then turn on the other side. So we extend, we can Hane here and then turn, and then we can just capture that side. So that was kind of an interesting one. I was expecting them to try a different way, but I think this still is fine. If I back off, I guess I could do this one too. If I do this one and they block, oh no, I guess I can't do this way. We need to get rid of one more liberty for that to work. I didn't even try 99, by the way. That one's just blue for no reason. I think I just opened it. Back off. If they play here, we can push in. If they block, we can push down here. If they connect, then we Atari here first. If they capture, we push in as well. If they Atari, we block, we capture, we go down, we Atari, then throw in. I think. Oh, this way, huh? Do this one first then. Let's do this one first, I guess. Oh, it says incorrect. But see, I didn't read this one out fully enough, so I should have paid a little bit more attention to that. If we block, then they block, then we can push, I guess. But I think pushing right now should work too. We'll reset it and play out the moves. There we go. So I guess we'll just connect all the way. I thought push was right. If they capture, we just push again. If they connect, we get rid of the eye. So I think push is right. Then we do this one. Oh, they can capture this stone. See? I'm not reading right now. We're sort of clicking through it. Yeah, so I needed to spend more time reading that upper right position. I thought I had an answer. Didn't really have an answer. This is where the book, I think, would be a little bit better than doing it online. I think you can get the book on Amazon, but I think this is where the book would be better. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about doing these ones on here because I'm trying to do easier collections when I'm streaming. So let's go back to a normal collection, and I'll finish doing those ones off stream anyway. You get a lot of experience for those, though. So dictionary number 2, I think, was the start. And then we can try some intermediate problems after that. Yeah. Need to warm up first. We cannot connect, sadly, but we can back off because they cannot Atari us. Oh, yes. Don't do this one. Play from the other side. Take your eye first, in this case. Well, I like the jump here, but is the right move? Looks like it. because they can't capture the stones at all, and this is at least 1i at R19. We can just push in because there is not an Atari from behind here. This feels like the move. We do this one. If they capture, we capture. If they connect, we can just pull back here. We are not short of liberties on our own, so we should be good to go. But they have a connect and die. Sadly, we have to capture the first one. If we weren't in Atari, we could still leave it if they connected. Too many connections I need to do. Oh yes, we just have to capture. Snap back. Just a regular shape. What does it mean by ko? How would you even get a ko here is my question. And why is this a 6Q problem? What are people doing wrong here? This, you connect and it's dead. This, there's not even a ko. How do you even get a ko? Why does it say no ko? They need to get rid of that. There's no reason to have the no ko thing here. Because there's not even, like, the only possible way for there to be a ko is if white plays a bad move. And you don't want for your opponent to play a bad move here. And then if they go to solve the problem and they thought it was ko, by pushing in, they're going to be really upset when white plays the other move that just wins. Yeah, so you don't need the ko thing there. That's a bit weird. That's another simple one here. Yeah, that other one should not be 6Q problem. That was just a normal bulky 5. That should be a DDK problem, I'm pretty sure. Block this way looks good. If black throws in, that's 1i because it's 3 in a row. So we can just block here, and there is another I on this side here. Yep, capture 3 in a row, and then 2 over here. Yeah, a bit strange. We can block first before we connect underneath, and that would get rid of their liberties. So we can do this one and connect. They can now Atari us. Well, they only have 2 liberties here. Like that one, I think, is harder than the other one, and that was 8Q. So I have no idea what is happening. There's another bulky 5. This one, I understand that this has 6Q because there's at least more to worry about. If we attach here, this is sort of the vital point. This is breaking the bamboo and the middle of 3 stones, so it's a double vital point. And I think this just works. Because when we Atari here, they can't connect. And then we're also threatening to capture the other stones here. You may not play that yourself. If you do this one, they could do it, but sometimes playing like this way is sometimes the better way in these sorts of situations too. There's another shape that I've missed a few times. If we connect and they go down, we just wedge. If they block, we can play here for the snapback. Yeah. I think that was one of the first types of problems that I really started to understand that I was getting better at Sumiko. These ones where I'm dropping down like this, or where I'm just connecting on the outside and then killing anyway, versus throwing in right away. I think those are the ones that made me think, oh, I might actually be okay at this. Oh, we have to just make an eye. If we do this one, they can Hane, and it's just very, very weird. If we do this one and they block, we actually don't need another move. We're just alive. Right? If they do this one, we just throw in. We're just alive here. Could be a Seki, but we're alive. Oh. So this one is Again, I'm not sure we should actually say no ko again. I think I understand the reason why. A lot of the time the comments will be like, what about this ko? Isn't this a ko? And they're like, no, you can kill it without ko, right? But I think they should just say that. If you play the wrong move, it should just say, oh, it's actually dead without ko. This is the wrong, you could do better, right? So this one, I believe, is just this here. And often, and that's the better way for people to help people solve them, right? Because if we look review here, played this move, they did this move, it's a ko, and it's dead, right? Because it's ko. Then it says, not good enough, you can do better. Well, then I couldn't see another move, so what happens if I try the ko move? If they do this one, oh, it's dead, right? It's a good way to help people learn to read something. So if you say no ko, it could work the same way. I just don't know. We can just jump again. This one, I don't even see a ko. I'm not even sure how a ko is possible here. So there's no reason for that now. But yeah, they need to be more consistent with that. It needs to either say that every problem or no problems. And we're almost done here. We're almost at 300. We can just push, I guess. Atari. Yeah, the trick here is don't Atari first. Right, you Atari first, they can block this way. Then you make 2 eyes. You could even capture first. Just because you could. All right. Oh, this could be the diagonal move idea. White can Atari and then Atari, but we're all connected here. White can't block. White can't turn and do anything. So I think it's just this diagonal here. There's a comment, Tetsuji. Good morning, Dark Jackal. How you doing? See, I was right. It's common, Tetsuji. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Doing okay? Okay, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I talked a little bit about this new Game of Go thing, and I'm a little bit annoyed that everyone always says, just do it on OGS, don't make your own thing. But apart from that, I'm doing okay. And we just need to play from the outside. This one, they connect. And we have to play here. Something to think about here. If they connect instead, you have to play this one in order to kill, technically. Anyway, we can go to a harder collection now. Are you doing enough Go stuff, Dark Jackal? Intermediate here. No, I didn't say too much. I just said basically just that. I tried not to be too mean about anything. I said, oh, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, the reason why I find that kind of annoying is that, like, isn't that basically what OGS did to KGS? Instead of making KGS better, they just thought, no, KGS sucks, let's make a new thing. So, I mean, isn't that the same exact thing that they're telling other people not to do? That's why I find it kind of annoying when people do that. When they say, oh, just use OGS instead. Or just add it to OGS or something, you know. If you guys did the same thing, we wouldn't have OGS. So it's important to have innovation to add stuff to things. I think that what that guy really wants is a place mainly for just beginners and for people who want to watch the game. I think he's going to do a way to play as well, but it's mainly for people wanting to watch the game, like watch professional players and stuff like that. That seems like some of the things that he was focusing on. Maybe get streams on there or something. I don't know. I don't know all the details. Probably good content will just be craft project. Okay. What are you crafting this time? This is an annoying problem. I don't like this one. This is going to be a co or something. If we block here first, the Atari connect, they can do this one and we're just dead. So if we go down first, they do this one and they go back here. Technically, I think we're still dead. So I just play like underneath, but we have to also block. So we do this one, the Atari, and play here. So play here first, then they can just connect. Huh. This one? They just connect, and it's not a big deal. So I guess we have to do this way. If they play down, we have to like connect to play here. Try to make the Seki. Okay. Okay, good. They're playing this way. Because like if they did anything else, I was worried. Oh. Model house bookend. Row Life has these fun little models with LED lights. Oh, that sounds cool. I have to look that up. I'm not really good at doing any model stuff or or craft projects, honestly. But I like to see the end results a lot of the time. This one, they can just Atari. We Atari. Capture. It's like a little co shape, right? Do we want to do this Atari first? I think so. And then turn in. And then Atari. Try this way first. Okay, I was like, this is right? This is right. Oh yeah, my aunt does the diamond art stuff. Well, at least she did that a couple times. She's a painter most of the time though, and she'll go out and just sort of paint whatever just for fun. But she likes to do random little projects like that. So she did some of the diamond art stuff. And yeah, mainly assembly. I'm okay. I'm much better with assembly versus actually building anything. I was second guessing myself so much in this problem. I probably shouldn't have, but I was starting to worry. Anyway, I know that this one, if we pull back here, they block. We do this Atari first. They capture, and then we Atari again. It's just dead. Is there anything else they can do? If they play this one, we just connect underneath. We're good to go. It's this empty triangle that's the weird part. That's the part you gotta be sure of. Luckily, I studied this shape, the carpenter's square, so I don't remember everything, but I did solve a lot of the problems like a year ago, so I could remember some of it. You get so anxious trying to paint or draw. Yeah, I don't get anxious when I'm actually drawing or doing painting or anything like that. It's when it's like first starting it. You know what I mean? It's like wanting to start the thing is the hardest part for me. I think I can just Atari this time. If they do that one, we just capture. If they connect, then we block this way. Isn't this what I said was dead earlier? Yeah. I get anxious when I watch you do Sumig. And that's why you're here. You like feeling anxious, right? So how are you doing? Instead of sandbagging on Fox Road, yes. Masochism at its finest. Very good, yeah. You know, I can't, I definitely can't do like very small figurine type of stuff. That is too much for me. Yeah, that one is too much for me. But just regular paper and paint or pencils and markers and that sort of stuff, I can do that. As I said, it's just the starting it that gets me a lot of the time. And then I can get annoyed when I don't have the result I really wanted, not because I did a bad job, but because it just didn't turn out the way I was hoping it would turn out. Right? Because I can still think it looks good, but it doesn't. Even if it looks good, it just isn't the thing I was trying to do. It's a little annoying. Yeah, so you need me sandbagging on Fox or OGS? Don't worry. We'll get to that. Tomorrow is Friday, right? Yeah. So on Friday night, I'm going to make sure to sandbag as best I can on Fox, and I'll even lose some games just to make you feel better. I'm trying not to just click. I'm trying to actually read it out, but normally the move is just C18 here, and this is actually like a standard. They block. If they block the other way, it can be a Seki. If we block, no, if we block, we're good. So if they extend, then we can play C19. If they hane, we hane, and then it's a ko, which is the normal result for a carpenter square. So I think that's correct here. No, they're not going to do that one. Does it want me to go back into the corner for this shape? I can hane first, and then block, and then block. Oh, okay. There's a different shape. See, trying to remember it is also not necessarily the best idea. So I thought this was the normal variation. So what's the normal variation that I'm trying to remember here? Because there is a variation where you do this one. Of course, they play this one. You have the eye on the inside, so they have to hane, and then you hane, and then they throw in, and then it's a ko shape. But it's just a ko shape still. So I know this is one of the normal shapes. So when is this one the normal shape? Because in this case, we can kill like this. Oh, it's when there's a hane already, I think. Because when you play this one, then black will do this one, and we can't connect up anymore. So we have to play over here instead. And the reason why this doesn't work is because you can still connect up because you still have two liberties here. Yeah. So it's when they have the hane there. Okay. See, I made the connection eventually. We'll see if the hane ever matters. I'm not sure there's anyone looking for games on OGS still. The last few days, I see one person looking, and then I don't see anyone else looking for quite a while. There's a 1-don and a 2-don. There's Man on Trip. I played him the other day. I guess they ranked up. I think they were 2-don when I played him. Yeah, Man on Trip. They were 2-don. Now they're 3-don. Good job. I mean, I made a mistake in that game, but I still won. That's all that matters. So good job. Was it recent? Fairly recent, yeah. This year, I think, or the end of last year, the very end. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, cool job. Let's keep doing these. I want to try to do these still. Yeah, tomorrow I will be playing on Fox. This will be like after I have dinner, I'll stream and play on Fox. I'm gonna try that every Friday. We get used to that, and then I can add another day after that. That's my goal for this year, is to try to get really used to doing stuff every single day. If we hane right now, they can hane at S1, and when we Atari, it's a Seki, and we don't want that. If we Atari first and then take the eye, that would be good. If we just take the eye first and they play here, we hane, that is still a Seki, so we do have to Atari first. Probably too late for you, but good luck. Yeah, you can watch it later, I guess, if you really want to. I'll still be doing my morning stream, though, because I'm adding that in addition to my morning stream. But for the mornings, I just want to relax. That's how mornings are. You relax a little bit, you have fun. Maybe I'll play someone, like play a friend one of these mornings. That could be fun. But yeah. Oh, something I'm thinking about doing that I talked with one of my students last night, but also I've just been thinking about it for a while anyway. I'm a friend, maybe. But one of the things I was wanting to really do is I want to put like a little Go group together for people to interact and discuss things with each other, right? Because like that's one of the things I think is actually really useful for getting better at the game. Is discussing it with friends, basically. Um, Even just discussing it with your random opponent is actually really nice. That's one of the things that I did quite often. Was I just discussed the game. But yeah, I have a Discord, yeah. But I want to actually set up maybe like a meeting time to get people to actually start doing stuff. You know what I mean? Because I'm really bad at that sort of thing. So I need to figure it out properly how to really get people invested. You can't Hane here. They will Atari you and then play Tiger's Mouth. You raised your rank on Samego Hero? Very good. Are you on the high score right now? Catching up? What are you at now? I'm currently 3 Dan, and I was 4 Dan before, but then I failed some stuff, and now I'm going to go back up to 4 Dan, hopefully. I was going to just message people directly and maybe set up something for like a Saturday or a Sunday, right? 1 Dan or level 88. Oh, not bad, not bad. I'm level 108. see if I see your name over here. So I gotta actually read the names to make sure I'm not skipping over it too quickly. Oh, there's Hru. Hru did 10 problems. Good job. Good job, Hru. Oh, Ethalor. I think I know them. I think I know that name from somewhere. Don't know where. But I think I do. It sounds familiar. Oh, there's Skibbity Bop. Skibbity Dop. Not Bop. Dop. Yep, gotta get that right. You know. No Goshi. You know, it's terrible. Terrible. Even Brandon's not here. Absolutely terrible. Oh, Steve G. Cop. I know that name too. I recognize a lot of them. We're doing some now. Okay, okay. We'll wait for a little bit. Anyway, I'm almost at 50%. That's my goal. I'm at 48% now. That's why I wanted to do a lot of these newer problems that I haven't done yet. I might actually just speed through a whole collection tonight just for fun. Yeah, it takes a little bit to update. They're getting a little slower recently. They probably need to go in and update their back end of somehow. But yeah. Anyway, I think this one's a clamp. Just so you know, I think this one's a clamp of some sort. Or this move would also potentially be something. Oh, you're down near the bottom there, right after the server date. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I did a couple problems yesterday, but I'm gonna try to push through a couple collections. Off stream makes it a little bit easier. So we do this one, they connect back. We go here. They throw in over here. We're good to go. Yeah, we're still good there. If you have any ideas on like events or something I could put together, that would be a lot of fun. If they do this one, then it's just a co, and I think that's fine. So this one, I think this one just doesn't work. That's a Seki. That is a Seki. I have to really read it out though. They play something else, right? They play something else. This one, for example. Then we have to block it in some way. Then if they connect underneath, we still Atari. Maybe it is this one. This one is just like there's just an easy way to make a ko. If they connect up underneath, then maybe it is this one. No, it's gonna be the other one. It's just this one for the ko shape, huh? We're doing it this way instead. Okay, I guess that's fine. No, not fine. What? Is it not this move? What? We just connect. We just connect instead. No, we can't connect. We have to Atari. Oh, this. No. All right. We have to look at the answer of this one. I've thought it was for sure one of two things, so I don't know what the answer is then. You do just... I thought this didn't work. I thought this one didn't work at all. See? Completely failed. Completely failed. I thought this one just didn't work at all. For some reason, I was under the impression this didn't work. So why does it work? This is the Seki, not the Seki shape. This is just dead. Yeah, the extra liberty at C15. No, that's probably why I had the impression that it normally doesn't work. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the extra liberty. Good point. Thank you. So disappointed. I know. Me too. Yeah, I knew there was some reason. Like, why? I thought this was for sure just not a shape that worked. It does. It does work. Extra liberty. Yeah, I think I failed this problem before when I was studying the Carpenter Square on the Internet Go School. I think I had a problem with this one often. I would forget about the liberties. And hello. All right, we'll see. We'll see if it's updated now. Oh, high score. It's already over here. Let's do this one. We can just control F. Nope, not yet. All right. Yeah, I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember the extra liberty, thinking about extra liberties on the outside. Yes, yes, yes. We'll at least do 10 of these ones. This one's different. It's almost always this one as the first move. Very rarely anything else. There's this connection here, so it's almost always just this one first. If they Hane, we're good. So they have to block us. If we extend down, I think that's... Oh, then maybe this is where we can Hane first. So we extend down, they can throw in. This is like similar to the other problem, right? Oh, it would just be a Seki, right? Same sort of Seki shape. So we do this one, they do this one, then we Hane. And then if they Hane, we do the Ko shape. Maybe this is that Ko shape I was thinking of earlier. This is why I want to review some of these again. Go back to Internet Go School and look at all the problems again. Technically doing the same thing here. I think that's probably it, though. Because if we do just block here, I think they can throw in, like the previous problem. So it'll be the Ko shape. Yay. Oh. This one's like a T2 move. Do this one, they play T2. We need to play T2. There we go. We got the eye. We're good to go. Oh, which one are we on? 69. Very good. 570, we can stop at that one for now. And I can do more later. So that could be a Ko shape if we play S1. Or R1. But I think they can't start the Ko right away with R1 anyway, because you could connect underneath. We have enough liberties. So we play R1 and then just play S1. I think we're good to go. Maybe not, though. Maybe that could be a Seki shape still. We may need S3 still. I guess R1's not a Ko shape if they play it. So, yeah, I think just S1. Oh, this is black to play, right? Yeah, okay, good. I didn't check that part. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was something like this. If they throw in, we just do this one. If they do this one, we can just connect now. And now we can make a bulky 5 either way. And then if they connect on this side, we can Atari. This seems like the right thing. No? Oh, I'm just bad at this game. throw in first. Why does that? Oh yeah, yeah. We probably do need the throw in here to reduce the shape and to make the little co thing. Okay, okay. I see. I see what we're on. There was one extra liberty I wasn't thinking about again. I'm really bad when there's one extra. Oh, I pressed the button and it went somewhere else. I'm really bad with one extra liberty stuff. Hmm. This one's annoying. But I think it just lives really easily, right? This one, they block. We can just block here, and we're good to go. Because we can throw in an Atari. Nice. Very nice. All right. Okay, so I was able to actually download a game this time. So we can just open that one up. Might as well see just for fun. Is anyone playing a game over here? Not really. Let's see who is playing games. Yeah, still 1 Dawn, 2 Dawn. Is the same people from before, same people from before. This one's new though. This one's new. New question mark. Very good. I was thinking that there are people around this rank in general, but they're already in games basically. They're already just in games, so it doesn't really matter. Let's open up Train here. Oh, I guess I got messages. Nice. Well, that's why I'm keeping an eye on it, just to see sort of what it looks like in general. I think later on in the day you can get some games, but this early on it seems very difficult. I guess late for you, but early on it seems quite difficult. I feel like KGS might be slightly better in that regard, but it seems like they're both kind of difficult right now. But like right now is also a really bad time to play on Fox, for example. So it's one of those things you just have to go figure out. All right, let's see. We're gonna put this in here. It's gonna start doing stuff we don't want it to do, but it's gonna be fine because we can close, and then top move right now doesn't matter, so we're okay. There's a Li Wei and Chen Pinhua. From Taiwan. I don't believe I've seen any games from Taiwan yet, so I figured this would be a fun one to look at. And I decided not to just click on a random 9 Dawn Pro. I just wanted to click on different people that were different ranks, so we can just see different types of people going on and playing. Yes, have a good night. Late enough, yes. As ergo, I bid you adieu. Yes, have a good night. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to work on next. I think maybe set up a day where I am trying to get people to play games with each other, basically. I think like leagues are like the easiest way to sort of do that, but also the hardest way because people have to sort of schedule things. But I think it'd be nice if there was just a study day. You know what I mean? Like on Sundays or Saturdays or something. It's just a study day. You just come into the Discord and there'll be game reviews and you can play someone and chat and stuff. There's something I used to do with Inazuma and Street Play and a couple other people, and we would just have our own little study group thing. I didn't do it all the time, but I thought it was a lot of fun. Where we would sometimes solve problems, sometimes do game reviews. We sometimes just play each other and then review the games afterwards. So maybe like a study group day type thing could be a cool thing to start. I just need a couple people to show up for it. And we just need to make sure that people have time to show up for it. But even then, like the idea wouldn't just be for people to do that just one day, but to develop a group of friends to ask questions to, or yeah, it sounds cool. So that's the person who's even in the Discord, right? And I have 2 different Discords. I have the main, the one that's just for everybody. So like It's the one that I also share with Brandon from Contraband Go, and that one, like, anybody can join it. It could be fun to do it in there, but I think for me, my other one, which is the YouTube members and Patreon exclusive Discord, I need to start using that one more as well. So I think that could be fun to try to use that as a way to get people to get together as well. I just don't know, because like that one, I want people to. You don't have to join it forever, but I would want people to join Patreon or YouTube members in order to join that Discord. So maybe I'd have to set up 2 different ones instead of just one. But I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll see how it goes. The game is done being analyzed, so look at the first 4 moves. All right. I don't like white. No, sorry. It's all good. Normal game so far. It is a little bit interesting. I think I've seen this a few times now. The opposing 3-4 as black. A difficult balance to strike, yeah. Looks like Brandon versus Trident, almost, yeah. And Brandon likes to play this game. And then as white, I sometimes like to do just 4-4s. Could make sense, yeah. I'm still thinking about the other thing, because I was thinking it would be nice if it was something that people could end up just doing even if I wasn't there. It's like I would want to have to start it first of all. That makes sense. I want to make sure people are doing it and provide some incentive, but get enough people involved that they just sort of do it naturally on their own. That'd be cool. That'd be for the bigger one, for mine and Brandon's Discord. That could be the right thing to do there. But we'll see. Now I'll try to think about the game for real this time. This next move doesn't matter. There could be many different moves. Let's see what their style is. They are just going to enclose. They're going closing low. Yeah, Brandon only likes to do the large knight. He says he doesn't like the small enclosure. So large knight, and I think he does do this one once in a while. And then like this one, but just not the low one. They're all fine. There's nothing wrong with any of them. They're all pretty good. Normally, white should just approach the upper left. We don't really want to give black 2 easy enclosures. It's not going to lose you the game, but just a basic thing to follow along with. So they do that. And this is where we find out the real style that this player wants to do. Are they going to pincer and try to fight? Or are they going to back off? This is the important question right now. So I'm just going to see what they do. Okay, good. They're backing off. I like them now. They're okay. They're okay people. I really don't like pincer stuff here because it's just so complicated. There's like 2 space low, I think might be one of the more common ones. 2 space low or 2 space high. This allows, of course, push and cut stuff. And it's very, very complicated. White can block here, or they can extend here. Extending here, I think, is usually fine if you're actually able to threaten the ladder. This can be a good way to simplify this. But it's still too much. So in this sort of situation, you can also just jump, 2 space jump here to avoid it. And then if you just don't want to play at all, you can do the Brandon approach and Tanuki. Because this will not lose you the game when you Tanuki like this, because it's really hard for them to concretely surround this stone. But I actually find it a little bit easier to just live when your opponent's trying to attack versus being cut and trying to do a running fight in the middle. I think that's a little more difficult than just living directly. And the other problem, I guess, you could also do this approach too, but there's not that much space on top, so you'd have to be really sure what you're doing here. So this one makes it simpler. I think white will play on the top. Normally, you can Tanuki now, like take a 3-3 point somewhere, but this is an enclosure. We don't want that. Yeah, exactly. I don't like fights. Player doesn't start fight. Oh, good. I don't have to explain a fight. Yep. That is exactly how I feel. I was hoping for the best because I don't screen these games. I just open them up. So, yeah, white should play on the top. Standard move would, of course, be 2 space. But I think now I've also seen quite a few people do a extra large knight. So 3 space high jump. We'll see what they like to do. Yeah, 3-space high jump. Yeah. I think this one's a bit more common right now. I've been seeing it a lot more when you are going to respond on top like this. I think this used to be common, and then we started doing just the 2-space. But when it's the knight's move instead of the diagonal, I think this move is a little bit more common because there's a lot more space to live in the corner. 3-3. Yep. I didn't say what was going to happen next, but I was pretty sure. So the thing for me is I wouldn't mind approaching this side. If we back off, just play a normal Joseki here. If I can, click it all properly. There we go. We're going to be able to build our right side a little bit. And then white's going to be able to take their enclosure here or even play all the way up to the upper left side here. Kind of annoying black to some degree. And I think this would be a perfectly fine game as well. Bit more territory focused for black, which is a very popular style right now. So this could be a good option. This is probably what I would want to play. I would want to play this one, or considering the fact that I don't necessarily want my opponent to play on the left side to annoy my group, I might also just play on the left side instead. It'd be the same idea though. If they back off, we just are going to play this normal Joseki. And we're going to just be building this left side instead of the right side here. The right side's more wide. White can try to build very quickly, but it'll be very similar. So it just depends on what you personally prefer. I don't play this knight's move, so if I'm playing this knight's move, I would probably... I might still play on this side just to learn how to use the knight's move, and because I know it's supposed to be more flexible than just the diagonal. So I'll probably leave it. That seems to be the idea behind it. But here, I don't know the direction I would want to block. It's really important to think about the end result. So if we block this way, this is what I mean by the end result here. We're going to be playing some sort of Joseki eventually. So do I like this Joseki? That's the thing to ask yourself with this sort of a 3-3 invasion. Do I like this Joseki? Oh, I might actually have the ladder this time, so we can play the ladder. In this case, it's probably really good, so black would have to play here. I think it's an Atari of some sort, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it's a jump or if it's just something else, but yeah, something like this. I have to Google this one. I need to look up this one again because I almost never end up playing it. Yeah, so in this case, this is a good Joseki because you have the ladder. When you have the ladder, it's a nicer variation. But if we just do the normal variation here, not that one, we just do the normal variation here, you can see that white is building towards the right side. So is white able to really build this direction? That's the question you have to ask yourself if you play this Joseki. If you play the 3-3, so the side that you want to block on. And so if you feel like you can't really build this direction, then you don't necessarily want to block this way. You might want to block the other way. And then you just read this same shape out again, basically. A little bit too far, but yeah. This one, you're building the bottom side. Black's building the right side. So that seems good for both. Right, and that's how you make the judgment. Which side it seems to be the better one. So if you don't like the result from either side, then that's when you know you want to probably just keep responding instead. What I mean by keep responding is, we'll do this one. Keep responding. Means you're just going to take this wall instead. So then you just build towards your own area. If you don't like either of those results, you just build towards your own area. That's how I decide which direction to block. Basically, there's other Josekis to consider, but I look at that main Joseki variation where we're switching sides and judge from there. That's why the left is interesting, because when they invade here, I'm actually fine with building the left side because we can come underneath the knight's move here to potentially build a nice area. And they're not going to be building too much on the bottom. And then if I block the other way, I'm also happy with building the bottom. But I think it would be too nice to give them the left side. So I think blocking down would be good. Just throw their shape away entirely. Yes. Exactly. If you don't like either side, then you're just going to be extending and make a big wall instead. So I wouldn't be surprised if they blocked down so they can switch, or if they blocked this way and tried to do something over here to decide if they want to switch or not. Because this blocking at c4 would be a more flexible way to play, because you can choose later on if you want to just keep extending or if you want to switch to the bottom side. So they're going to block on the bottom first. Okay. As I said, this one would be fine as long as you're okay with the result. And of course, there are other Joseki to consider. But I think this one's too nice for black if you're going to follow up. So blocking on the bottom, I think, is a little bit better in the long run. They're going to do the knight's move here. I really hope they don't do the flying knife. Okay. Whew. I was hoping beyond hope. Okay. Black didn't do anything complicated in the upper left, so they didn't do anything complicated again. We're good to go. Now, will they follow up right away? This is the thing I learned from Golaxy. This is why I was talking about it so much. Golaxy, the AI, really likes, or is really okay with, you following up on these 3-3 variations right away. It's almost never a mistake. So if you always struggle with this, or struggle with finding the timing or something, then just following up right away will always be fine. Will they do that? I don't know. I think just extending would also be fine here, because we're coming underneath what black could build. We don't want black to Atari at all. So Hane to switch or just extend would be fine. I think just extend, I would probably prefer just extend. Yeah, just extend. Yeah, and so extending here, the other reason to just extend is if you can just sort of draw a line here. We're coming underneath the black stone. If the black stone was third line, extending wouldn't be as good, because it's sort of like you're running your head into your opponent, whereas this time you're running your head underneath your opponent's position. So it's good to extend here. Ooh. That's why the bottom left corner was a little bit harder to judge, because you could do all three of those things, so you really just have to choose the one that you liked the most. That's, as I've said many times, that is important for the opening. You should only be playing moves that you enjoy, that you understand in the opening. Middle game is not as open to interpretation. You do have to be a little bit more specific in the middle game, but opening, you can do what you want. So like here, I don't want to play another move here as black. I would much rather move on to the bottom, or like splitting the bottom, or approaching the bottom right. Approach bottom right first. Okay. Back off would be perfectly fine here. We do not want a pincer. Backing off would make the most sense. And I want to back off high, probably. High or low, I guess, is fine. The only problem I have with low is that maybe they'll try to do some sort of shoulder hit thing, but it should probably still be good for you. So just backing off low seems good. Because, okay, they're gonna do that one. Because if they attach here, this is actually a really nice Joseki for building the left side. We can get some good influence here pretty nicely. That's why I like the low back off, which is why he's also doing the slide instead. But I think that white could decide to pincer here and still get influence, or if black jumps out, it's going to be a fight. And I think the fight, I favor white in that fight personally. But I think it's still technically even. So I'm going to play the mid side first. Yeah, you don't always want to respond in the corner. The mid side, it's sort of like a Miai position. This is why we no longer slide anymore. Because if the corner is important, we can play the corner. But if the corner is not important, we can play the side. And this will be the bottom side here is way more important. We want an extension from our wall. So I actually like this. But black has a really nice position as well. So no one's really made a mistake or anything, obviously. This is too early on for even just a strong amateurs to make mistakes. And these are professionals, so should be good. Jump instead. Okay, I like that. If we just back off, we can back off like this one. This is a newer move. We used to think it was too much because we used to think that this invasion was too much to deal with. But I believe we decided that this was okay. So, yeah, it's a little too much to deal with a long time ago, but AI doesn't agree. But if we do this one, maybe white could decide to peep at our shape here and still sort of build this bottom side in a very large way, depending on how this would go. So he wants to jump here. We're sort of preemptively reducing our opponent. We don't actually need a base because we can take the corner at any time. So we have Miai from the corner and the side. So jumping is a great way to use that Miai in a useful sense, and that we're able to reduce very, very nicely. There's not much white can do, so white might get some points here, but black also has a lot of potential on the right side. So this is where we could attach here or just split the right side. And I don't believe I'd want to play anywhere else. I think I'd just split the right side. Ooh, shoulder hit. That kind of makes sense, but I don't like it. This is not going to be a mistake. Like if I look at top moves, this should not be a mistake. Yeah, not a mistake. But AI's, the blue move is the attachment here. So it's a stylistic choice. If I let it think for a little bit, maybe it'll change its mind. I don't know. No, still wants that one. Okay. So a little bit of a stylistic choice, but I personally don't like the shoulder hit here. I only really like this shoulder hit when I'm building my own area. So if I was able to build the bottom side by playing a shoulder hit on the left or a shoulder hit on the right here against a corner, then I think I would like that more. Like, so yeah, if we changed the whole game around, if this was facing down instead and we played the shoulder hit over here, then I'd be potentially building up my own area. But because it's not available, I think I'd rather just invade like it's showing here. But again, not a mistake, just a personal preference in this case. Almost always pushing up is the move. I think white's a little bit strong for us to pincer, but I think it's still possible. But pushing up is almost always a move, because if you push to the side here, white doesn't have to respond, and they can then go back to attach, and they can use this as a good exchange. So pushing up, they usually want to push up, and then we can play another move on the side. Yeah, if they block... Oh yeah, this is a newer thing too. I need to actually start trying this in my own games, because I'm really not sure about how this is going to go. I know how it's going to play out, but since I haven't used it myself, I don't really understand how good it is. But I've seen AI do this quite often, so I do want to try to use this in my own games. When they push up, we can block. Not just in this position, but in a lot of positions when you do shoulder hit, they push up, you can just block right away. It feels weird, but you can do it. Most of the time I see it when you already have a position in the top left here. We already have this, so pushing down, we're expanding our own territory, potentially. But we're allowing the honey over the top, maybe even double honey, which allows black to expand even more. But I can see white's plan here. If black's just building from the far sides, it'll be easy to invade. you don't really want black to play a move that finishes this area. You want them to continue to grow from the outside instead, so you can deal with the problem better. But that's why I think just invade first is better. It's not really invading in this case because there's so much space. I'm calling it invading because we're dealing with our opponent's area, but we're just splitting the area up is more so the way to think about it. Oh, man. Maybe probably need to take my allergy pill. It's getting a little itchy. I take it every few days. And then, like, in summer, I take it more often, but because, you know, more, well, not just summer, but like a non-winter time, I end up having to take it more often because there's more pollen and more stuff in the air. But winter time, I don't have to take it very often. Yeah, so I'll have to think about this one. In this case, I probably do prefer the block here. I think that is actually probably good. If we look at the top moves again, it is going to do this one because this is more important right now. But I think I do prefer the block over jumping because jumping sort of incentivizes black to play again. I think you're allergic to French people in the chat. You know what? That is probably true. And you're still here, I see. Oh, yeah, we should check your high score. See how many problems you did. It's definitely probably updated now. And there's still no one looking for a game, by the way. Oh, there we go. I refreshed it. Now someone's looking for a game. We finally found a time when they're looking for a game. Let's see how you're doing. Oh, there you are. 32 problems. Good job. I was in the right spot for some reason. That worked out. Doesn't always work out, but it worked out this time. 32. Let me see. How many did I do? Where am I? I did 30. You did more problems. Okay. That's not cool, man. Yeah, keep doing your problems. Oh, I got some messages, actual messages in Discord. Oh, it's just some loser. I don't need to respond to him. Anyway, let's get back on this. I'm hoping he's watching chat when I said that, basically. Yeah, so I think I do prefer over jumping because I feel like I could make some points here, but I don't understand this move very well, so still need to learn how to use it. But white does want to deal with the right side first, which is what AI is emphasizing here. So blocking here could be a mistake because black could play on the right side now. Black is just going to double Hane? No, just extend. Okay. No double Hane. Because if you double Hane and then connect, white already has a much stronger position here, and they can just move over to the right side and destroy the area. When you extend instead, you're definitely leaving open the possibility that you could invade or attack this group in some way if you get strength somewhere else on the board. So leaving the possibility open a little bit. And white doesn't really want to keep pushing. They're not building that much here. If white was happy to keep pushing, then double Hane is better. But because they don't want to keep doing that, just extend could be better here. We'll see after the game. Hane now. Okay. That is fixing their weakness. I would be happy to turn now because they fixed their weakness, right? So before this, with this double Hane and connect, or even push again, we're kind of fixing the weakness for them. Yes, there's still something there that we could still have to deal with. But now they don't have to play this Hane and connect to, like, save a cutting point or something, for example, or to prevent the invasion. But if they already play this, then we turn and they extend. Now I feel like we're just in a really good position. So I think extending was potentially just good. Yes, the corner is a little bit more open, but we should be good to go overall. I just don't know if they're going to play another move on this side here, if they're going to turn like I thought. I think turning would be nice now. I said you're kind of making them over-concentrated, but we can still invade like on the top side or something over here. So maybe we don't want to add the extra strength, but it does feel good to turn now. In any case, I think playing on this right side, like how the start point would be nice too. Turn first. Okay. Yeah. So white does not want to respond. And so now I'm still happy that we turn, because this Atari, even if they can fix it, we're reducing this to almost no points in comparison to if they extend it here. So I might actually just Atari anyway. Yeah, Atari anyway, then they back off. Yeah, we've reduced this to almost no points in comparison. And now we can go back and deal with this stone on the right side. We still have plenty of space with this group. I think it might be too close to play R12. But this is a decent amount of points, so maybe R12 is fine. If we play R12, they don't have much space to make their own base. That would be fine. Playing over the top would be okay as well, I guess. But I think white's trying to bait R12 versus something over here. We're taking the corner. But at this point, I actually am really very much preferring black. None of white's positions, the bottom position's okay, but like the top position is very inefficient. It's not very good, and there's still weakness in the top position. And the bottom position is the only one that's okay, whereas black, I think, has a better position everywhere else on the board. So they are going to play to R12, okay. Yeah, I think white is baiting R12 a little bit, because if they go too close, this 2 space extension's really nice, and you could probably live here, but it is a little bit dangerous for white. However, we are reducing more points this way, as long as this isn't that big of a deal. But it's a little bit more dangerous. So this one, we're sort of asking black to play from this side. So that is what black does. That is a nice chunk of points, though. So I'm happy with it as black. White probably can attach on top or just jump. Attach on top is usually a good move to try to settle or get out quickly, so I like that one. Yeah, attach first. Yeah, whenever you have a chance to jump or attach, you should think of attach first. The only thing you have to worry about, let's see what move they played. They're going to push, okay. The only thing you have to worry about is if they can push and cut. And that is not what black's going to do. Okay. Yeah, so the only thing you have to worry about is if they can do this one. But the thing they have to worry about is, of course, the fact that you are also getting stronger here. So it'll depend a little bit on if white can fight back here. And maybe white is happy enough to also just give it up. Like this. This would be not bad for white. Maybe just normal tiger's mouth. This would be not bad for white at all, because we broke up the area, and we have good shape facing the center, and we're threatening a cutting point. So you have to be a little bit careful. There might be different ways to fight back against that, just showing the basic variation here. So hunting underneath is a little bit strange. I'm not sure I actually like that. I would, if you're going to push, I think you should cut. I wouldn't mind maybe just backing off once. Oh no, I think we actually can Hane. If they pull back, I think... No, we do have to worry. Yeah, I don't want to Hane. I think I'll just back off once. And then if white plays here, then we can go over the top in some way. Hit the vital point, do something like that. So if white doesn't want this to happen, then they would jump. We can also just Hane here, which is sort of like a peep, and still attack them from the center. Oh, excuse me, my goodness. So it's the sort of goal here, I think. So that's why I like that more. Push and come underneath, though. That feels really weird. Is that the move? That is a possible move. The other thing you do have to worry about is if they can also cut here. But there's a ladder here, and there's some weakness. So, how's the air quality out there? It's mostly fine. It's just I probably haven't taken an allergy pill in like a week, so it's just slowly creeping up on me. Because I just have minor allergies, so just once in a while it starts to get a little bit worse, but mostly it's fine. Oh yeah, and I wanted to see if the Hane was there. It does want the cut, or backing off instead, but the Hane is an acceptable move. Okay, that's interesting to look at. Hane is acceptable. It feels very weird, but it looks like it is a fine move, apparently. But it feels like white's going to be able to Hane on the other side and hurt us a little bit. Maybe we can cut. If white Hanes, maybe we just cut here. And then we're connecting up to this side, so we're fine. Oh, maybe we don't want to cut because then they could double Hane on this side. Mostly what they do. Just connect first, they extend, and then jump out. Okay. They simplified it way nicer. I like that. This is how I would like to play. But now we also see this, that black got to connect everything. White's just a weak group. Black probably even might just extend now, or Hane, to fix any issues on this right side, top right corner. And I feel like white is still a somewhat weak group, so they can't aggressively search for territory or aggressively attack if black invades on the bottom, for example. Aggressively attack is to make them run in some direction, like really get rid of the eye shape to make them run out instead of just letting them live small. I do want the Hane. I feel like there's too much annoyance there. White could Hane, but okay, they're going to play a big move. Okay. It's probably fine to Hane now, because black probably responds. Oh, you got to disappear. Have a good day. Yes. Good luck with all your projects and everything, and have a good day. Yeah, because black does probably want to respond, but it's not necessary. Just would feel nice to get the Hane if we could get it. But jumping up here, I like this idea. The only problem I have with it, of course, is that there's a weak group on the board. So I think the idea is good, because this group is probably fine. But because there is this group, we might be able to reduce the bottom as black. So this could be a good time to look at the move stats here, right? See who's actually winning right now. My feeling is that I like black a little bit more. They have very solid points, and white doesn't have very solid points anywhere. Not yet. And they have a weak group. So I feel like I definitely enjoy black's position more. I'd be very happy if I had black's position, I guess I should say. But I don't think it's like a 90% win yet, because white is threatening enough points, I think. Because if this whole area becomes points, that is definitely competing with this and with this entire right side, right? The entire right side. And then there's still some pockets of points on the bottom of this side that I'm not counting in this area. So there's this little pocket here, which probably matches the corner. And then whatever's going to be on the top side here, which is matching the left side. Then there's Comey after that. So I don't think it's like a 90%, unless there's some obvious way to get ahead. But I do think like 70 to 80% is close enough. I think maybe 70% for black. 76, 70 to 80. I was right. 76 is good. I'm pretty good at this game. Yeah, 76% for black. I'm going with win rate instead of score because it's a more fun number to guess. Because score, it can be like I said, like 2.5 points. And so like in an amateur game, that's basically more than even. That's not even an advantage, honestly, in a lot of games. So basically no difference. But win rate is the chance that you're going, like the possibility of winning. Like, are you in a good enough position to win? Regardless of score difference, are you in a good enough position? Because even I can think of moves where I can decide how I could win here. And that's why I like black more. That doesn't mean they're like it's like the 2.5 here. That's not such a big difference that you wouldn't be able to overcome that, of course. So that was a good guess. Good guess on my end. 70 to 80%. I was leaning more towards 70, but 76 is fine. So the reason why I said I can guess an idea of how to come back, I already said that this group is weak. I don't know the perfect move, but even if we just shoulder hit this one, like at L8, if they're pushing us from behind, we're surrounding this group, and it will need to live, right? So just that move is already annoying enough. But it's not really threatening the points very much. Because if they jump out and we push, they can just pull back or even Hane, and they're still getting all their points here. So this might not be strong enough. Just coming over the top could be better, because we're threatening to surround the group. And then the other option would be, I don't think I want to reduce from the line here, because once they jump, we'll have to jump back, and then they're almost connected. So I would rather come from the center. The other thing is we don't necessarily have to do this right now. We could also just start playing end game. Like the kick here is really big. And we come down to the side where we're just making more points and not worrying about how much they're building. And we can wait until later when we know how we want to handle the center. Even just taking this corner right now is potentially more points than what they could build if they play one more move in the center. So like kick, take the corner, or the side stuff. That could be a right way to play as well. So like either option is good. I like this center move. But yeah, either option should be good here. So they're going to attach here. Okay. This is the same idea as the kick here, but they just don't want to give them as much territory. So with the kick here, we're solidifying the area, but we're going to be able to take points here. We can play a different move just to really illustrate the points, right? We're going to be able to take our points here, but we're probably not going to be able to do anything on the top anymore. So that's why I was thinking kick and take the corner here, and we probably have a decent amount of points. So this is the way we're trying to get a little bit more out of it instead. And this also could give us more influence too, right? If they just back off, we can Hane over the top, we can extend and extend. We have a lot more influence here now. Now we could maybe even do an even more severe attack on the right side. So I do wonder what the AI is thinking. It does like that move too? And likes this attachment. Yeah, I would never think of that attachment. Okay, let's let it think for a little bit longer. Maybe we can explore this attachment here. So the attachment on top is now green, so that's good. And all these moves here are just slightly bad, but not terrible moves. They're all like these light green moves. So that's good to know. I was leaning more towards playing against this group first. Yeah, so let's look at this attachment here. Let's see how this works before we go back to the top. This looks really interesting. I want to look at that. If they play underneath, we can double Hane on this side. They Atari up. If they capture, then we just broke through completely. That's really nice. And that's really easy too. That is really nice and easy. So they Hane over the top, which is the other thing. You have to read the two Hanes. We extend. If they keep pushing, we're able to Hane back here and just live on the side very comfortably. And we're still also breaking the connection here. So this feels actually quite nice and really annoying this corner, but it is making white a little stronger towards the center. So that's a little bit better for white compared to underneath, I think. I personally like that more. The other thing I don't want to worry about is this one. We can block. That's asking for a little bit too much, I think. But we're just giving it up and attacking the corner. Or we can jump here. But really, we're just annoying the corner to a degree and getting some strength and reducing this side. And then we can go back to the shoulder hit that I wanted to play. Okay. Because we already reduced a little bit here. So now we play the shoulder hit. We're just attacking this group. Okay, cool. And of course they play high here. They're not connected anymore. This is a little bit more deadly. So yeah, let's look at the actual game then. So that was a cool move to think about. This is attaching. It's the same attachment here, but sometimes I don't think about it because they added another move. But this attachment is still a good move to consider in a game. So I will try to remember that for my own games. Even after they've added a move like this jump, the attachment's still good. I wonder if it would still be good if they added a different jump. Let's see this one. Is it still good? Yeah, it's still a perfectly acceptable move, even with this jump instead. But in this case, we can more directly separate and reduce, so it's probably not as good. Anyway, even with this one space, this is still a useful move. That's really cool. Okay. Definitely have to think about that. All right. So if thinking about the same moves here, the Hane over the top, Hane underneath, I think the center is a little bit more important, but if we Hane over the top, we're also losing like all of our territory. And black can just extend and make it very easy to not care. So I feel like Hane over the top's the right spirit, but black's too strong over here for this stone to really come back out and fight in a good way. Hane underneath, we can do the double Hane and just get some nice strength towards the center. So extending down, they can just block. There's a lot of space here, so I think we can just block. If they Hane over the top, we can jump. Yes, we do have some shape issues, but white also needs to live. So it's fine if we have shape issues. Because we're breaking up your opponent's area, not trying to live in some way. We don't want shape issues when you're trying to live cleanly. That's a different thing. So white's going to attach instead. Okay, I see. Okay, I see what they want here. All right. So as I said, this one feels a little bit bad because even if black just extends, we're separating really cleanly. You see there's no way for this to connect. And even if we just respond here, the shape here is not that great for white. We don't even need to respond like this, by the way. But even if we do, the shape is still not that great. We have all these sort of cutting points. Maybe black can even just live directly, right? That may not be possible, but that's something they'd have to read out. And then if this push is even good, maybe black can even just do this one now. Right, so it's a little bit difficult for white here. And if we Hane underneath, and we at least have this one, oh, got a little too close to my keyboard, my mouse, there we go. If we at least have this one, if they try to do something like this one, oh, not that, I didn't mean to extend there. I meant to do this one first. Even if we don't run this out, right, this is a ladder, but even if we don't do that, and we're just doing this one, we're also just getting more strength, right? So even without the ladder, this feels okay for black. And if you have to respond again, then black is able to really solidify how much strength they have here quite nicely. So even in the best case scenario for white, black gets a nice position. And they can also simplify as well. They could just Hane this side instead. Right, they're still getting a nice position. So white wants to change the possibilities first. In order to change the possible moves that you can play, if we attach in the corner, maybe we get enough strength that the Hane over the top doesn't matter as much anymore. Like maybe we can make the Hane over the top be the good move, or the Hane underneath be the right move. So we want to borrow some strength from black's black's position to try to get a better result on top. I think we definitely Hane in the corner. We don't want to just give that away, though it is tempting to Hane on this side. But I do think we want to Hane at least once in the corner. Oh, extend instead. We are just going to give it away. Okay, okay. I thought for sure Hane. Hane's fine. And Hane over here is also good. I was considering this one by itself. So that's also okay. So all three of these moves are good. This one, they can connect. And then we can... I think the reason why they're extending first is to get rid of the Hane underneath, so that when they go back here, it's going to be comfortable. They're not going to come back here right now. I'm playing underneath instead. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, they're not doing it? Yeah, if we do the Hane over the top first, white could, for example, get more points in the corner with this Hane. So this move means that white can't just do this without getting blocked really easily. So it's just a normal in-game move instead of it being like a great way to increase the entire size of the corner. And white could play like the tiger's mouth instead, if they wanted outside influence instead. This feels like the right move. That's what the AI was looking at too. So underneath feels a little bit too much because we're not going to kill the corner. Maybe this group becomes weak enough. That's what the black's thinking. Maybe this group becomes weak enough here that it'll have to run out and we can attack two different groups at the same time while also moving towards reducing the bottom left. That seems possible. That could be what they're thinking, but I think the top is basically just alive pretty easily. And they can even do clamps and stuff in the corner to get some extra stuff before going back to live. So I think that's why AI wanted the top move instead. Earlier. It may not care now. Just extend back. We need to protect that. Then they can, yeah, clamp in the corner. That was what I said. Before they go to live, they can just clamp in the corner. Because this is going to be Sente. Yeah. So now there is the possibility of doing something like this. It doesn't necessarily work right now, but now there's always that possibility of getting some sort of extra moves on the outside here, or on the inside in this case, but on the other side of the group. We can also see that there's not that many liberties on this group, so a move here would also mean that this move is Sente, right? So there's a lot of potential Sente moves, even after white plays more moves here. There's also just the Sente moves with this cut by itself. Not that, that's bad, right? Also just these Sente moves. So if we can get at least one Sente move from it to live, that means we don't have to jump out. We can actually maybe just defend in the center instead. So white's going to peep at this shape first. I actually don't like this move. Yes, it is peeping the shape, but I think you should focus on your group first. We are also separating, but I think black wants to jump out towards the center. That's the whole goal here. We want to be jumping out, separating, turning it into a fight, because white has more problems than black. Black only has this one problem right now. Maybe eventually the left side could be a problem, but only one problem right now. This might still be good, though. Yeah, it is a -1. Better to just defend the center now. That's what this jump is for. This Hanean jump here is defending the center group. That's more important right now because black played down. White can get at least one move in Sente here and make two eyes very quickly. So black gets a little bit more in the corner, but white gets to move on to the important area first. But they played from the wrong side. Black's going to be able to just jump out cleanly. Oh, just going to extend. Get rid of the most amount of stuff here. So we jump. Technically, there's like this push and cut sort of idea, right? So extend gets rid of that. It's probably not that big of a deal, but I understand. Based on what white is doing, they might jump again. Other side. I meant this side. Separate, right? But they're going to jump from here instead. And I said this is kind of what black wanted. Because now, black could play like this move, for example. This may not be the best move, just a basic example. If white has to keep jumping this way, you see that we've surrounded this side pretty comfortably and easily. And if white wants to go this way, you can see that we've now surrounded the top side pretty comfortably and easily, right? Very simple. Nothing too complicated here. Of course, they can try different moves to do this, but that's the idea behind it. So I don't know which one black is going to play. It could be better to just connect groups on the left side first, or just jump from this side first, because they're still not able to connect with one move. If they can connect with one move, then you have to do that right away. I got another message. But yeah, if you can't connect, then it's different. Oh, yeah. It was a nice message this time instead of spam or something. All right. Spam is more normal. Okay. Now, let's see. Yeah, I think I do want to just connect these groups. This would be the cleanest way to continue the game. And connecting doesn't mean we have to directly connect. The jump could help in connecting as well. But strengthening the left side first seems slightly better. Yeah, they're showing connect. Okay. If we jump, there's a possibility that this is an annoying variation. They're really separating us. So diagonal here is like preventing the peep. That's a 1, 2, 3 reading thing. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I don't like this result. So how do I do something else? Maybe we can take our opponent's move instead. Maybe not 1, 2, 3, but that's like your opponent's good point is your good point. Maybe that is the right way to think about it instead. When you don't want the peep to happen, play the peeping move. Now white is almost surrounded on top, but they are alive. And I think they're just alive pretty easily. They don't need another move. And I actually kind of just want to connect our groups or go back here to what the R8 move that white was wanting. But anything to fix this middle as best you can. No perfect connections. The top is alive, I think. Because of this move, the top is alive. So I think we should just be able to play anywhere over to connect these two groups. Yeah, so jumping one more time. This feels a little bit too loose. This is like you're trying to get everything at the same time, and I don't like that. You're not supposed to get everything. It's a cool looking move, though. I am new to this game. Is this Othello? Yes. In a second, they're going to play a move, and it flips all the other moves to black. So we'll see what move they try for this one. Or is that reversed? I don't remember. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Yeah, I don't like this. This is like loosely connecting everything, which just doesn't feel right. I want to play this one. You're fine. Yeah, I'm doing okay as well. Doing okay as well. A little bit of a potential allergy stuff right now, so I need to take my allergy pill. But apart from that, doing okay. So after this game, I will make some food, take my allergy pill, and have a nice day from there. So I think some new anime may have come out today and like a new first episode that I might want to check out. I'll have to see as well. While I eat my food to watch a little show. I think the top's alive, so this knight's move doesn't do much. So I think we need to poke at it in a different way. what pollen is around. I'm not exactly sure. I just know that yeah, just you have every so often I just get a little bit more itchy after a while when I don't take one. I don't really know all the things I'm allergic to because it's like very mild, but I just know that's how it works for me. But I live in Oregon as well. We have a bunch of flowers everywhere all the time, all year around. My area there that I live in only gets rain. It doesn't get snow. So just more fuel instead of killing anything. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, there was one time during there was one time where it was like so thick in the air when we were driving around. We were going to Eugene, and the pollen and stuff was just actually thick in the air. You could really feel it. I couldn't even do anything. I just go take a nap because I couldn't go anywhere. It was just terrible. I didn't have my allergy pills or anything. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. It gets worse at different times, but it's usually fine. Luckily, I found the Costco allergy pill for me instead of having to buy like the really expensive ones. The Costco one, you buy one bottle for the entire year for $14 or less. There's 365 pills. That's way easier. Oh, it's so much better. Because all the other ones I found were like 20 pills, and they're like $50 or something stupid like that. Not literally, but something really ridiculous like that. You know, it's no good. Anyway, probably shouldn't talk about that on stream anyway. I think you're not supposed to talk about pills in general. There's allergies. It's fine. I know I have like a problem with mold and a couple other small things like that too. I don't have any mold in my room. I make sure I clean it up and keep it nice. But if there's anything anywhere, I got to be careful with it. And bleach. Not good with bleach. Yeah, I don't know what to play here. This does feel too loose, but I actually just don't know what to do. So let's see what black plays. Just playing, first of all, just annoying the top left group. I knew we could do this, but I was thinking about this first. This group is alive, but it needs to live still. So Hane, often maybe like this move. I don't know what they're going to play. Just extend. This means that black can at least get this diagonal as well for free. But okay, they're just going to move on to endgame. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's hard to find a good move here. No matter how I look, it's a little hard to find a good move to separate everything in a way that's powerful enough. So I think white's move is good enough, but it does feel like they're asking for a little bit of trouble with how loose everything is. So just start endgame. Makes sense. No, Hane. Oh, peep first. Okay. That seems a little deep. That seems a little like too much, especially right after giving them extra strength with the D2 move. Ooh, I thought they were just going to keep doing endgame, but they may keep doing endgame, but they may want to see the result here first. I was going to itch, but I was going to go over the other way, which doesn't make sense. They might want to see the result here before they continue playing endgame. Like the AI was wanting like this move, for example, right? And now that I've seen this, I actually really like it. It is just a normal move, just attaching to the 3-space jump here. But because they added another stone here, I always forget that you can still play this. So maybe they're trying to see if they just connect. If they just connect, maybe we can reduce it comfortably from a distance. And if they try to fight back, we can try to figure out a way to use it. But that seems a little like too much. I feel like white's just going to jump for sure. That's not the one I was talking about, but yeah, just jump for sure, not connect. They were not going to connect. I thought they would come from this way. Maybe that's fine, though. Oh, the top move is better, but we still want to protect this side first. That's just a good move, I guess. But the top move's better, so I win. I beat the pro. Players are from Taiwan this time. So I know the Taiwan pro scene is a little bit weaker, probably closer to American and European, maybe a little bit stronger than us from the last time I saw it. On average, I'm talking about, not like the strongest players, right? But on average, I think they're a little bit stronger than like American European from what I heard people talk about. But I actually have never seen their games, so I want to check them out. At least one. Yeah, so jump here and pull back. This does feel good now, right? We're going to reduce, but this still feels really deep. But we are looking at the possibility of attaching, making a mess here, which is also causing a connection issue with these stones, which is what we're really looking at. So white needs to be a little bit careful with how they decide to attack. I probably would have just accepted this and maybe played like a little bit further on the line, the actual border here. Yeah, I'm mostly picking random games, but I don't want to have only Chinese games, only Korean games like all the time as well. Because I don't know anything about the pro scene, so I want to learn everything a little bit. And I don't want just the top players. Because I'm not going to be able to understand those games anyway. But I don't just want the top players, you know? We want to see the average pro. I think there's something I learned from a book about writing. And it was Make Every Word Count, I believe, by Gary Prevost, or it was one of his other books. And his idea was that if you want to become a writer, you don't study rabbit hole thing. Yeah, kind of, yeah. But you do not study the best of the best, because you're not the best of the best. You're not going to be there. Maybe one day that could happen to you, right? But you don't study the best. You study who is published. What do they have that you don't, right? These people are published for a reason. Even if you think you're a better writer or you're a better player, better something, they're professional for a reason. And so that always got to me with anything, right? They're professional for a reason. So even the weakest professionals are good to study. Weakest is in brand new, more so. Because strength is hard to judge for sure, but everyone's worth studying, basically. Deep talk today. I know. I can't help it. Yeah. So this one, a little bit deep feeling. I feel like white can fight back. Let's actually look at. Yeah. My move is a little bit better. See, basically better than the pros. They're aiming at something better though. But yeah, just come back to the bottom here, which I showed earlier. This move I was not thinking about, but I guess, oh, this is nice. Yeah. This is preventing the clamp, which is giving white some extra shape here. And it's threatening the cut right away. I like that, actually. That's really good. I would never have thought of this move, so that's good. Yeah, so there's the attachment here, or pulling back a little bit more. This one even seems a little too deep, so that's why these ones are a little bit more green. But yeah, this one's just like, it's asking for maybe a little bit too much. So before we continue on here, let's try to judge the game again. We thought the game was good for black earlier. And we were right. We guessed 70 to 80%, and it was 76% for black. But now black's in a little bit of potential trouble here, depending on how white is able to handle the situation. So did the game swing back to white's potential favor, as long as you're strong enough to attack these stones? That's the thing I want to know. Because I feel like this is giving white a little bit of a chance here. Because if they can swallow these stones on a large scale, white's very happy. They did back off when they shouldn't have. But white would be very happy to swallow these stones on a fairly large scale. And there is the possibility of threatening to push through here, which would separate two groups, and they could die. Like I don't even know for sure if this black group could live pretty easily or not. So we have to be a little bit careful. So I think it maybe is back to 50-50 now. It could still be slightly favoring black, but I think it's actually back to 50-50 because now white has a chance to do something. So let's see. Nope, still 70%. Okay. So what this is telling me is that even if black dies here, black just has enough points on the board. They just can't die too big. Which side would I like to play? I would probably still play black because I like having all these solid points everywhere, and I would rather be messing around with my opponent's area versus having my opponent do that to me. So I'd probably still play black here. But the difference, I think, is that I said I thought that this might have given white a little bit more of a chance. And yeah, it's just 3 points still. So there's still a chance. But I mean, percentage-wise, if the win rate is still so high up, it means that this is not as bad looking as it seems. It's not as big of a chance as it seems. But like I said, I think black's goal is to get some sort of attachment here, make a little bit of a mess around this middle stone, which could get you enough strength to then cut through and try to capture or attack this side. But also, if I was playing white, I would have defended the other side much earlier. I kept wanting to go back and defend it, which is also what the AI wanted to do the entire time. So that could be why the position is not that much better for white. So let's see what white decides to do, because I actually don't know a good move right now. If we just jump, the stone's not important. If we jump from over here, we can still do those attachments and be annoying. So I kind of want to play like a knight's move here, or diagonal, but then they can maybe escape easier, or maybe just connect solidly. They are going to play from over the top, but I don't think that's important. I think that this side was a little bit more important. We'll see if black agrees. They're going to jump first. Well, they're threatening to escape. That makes sense. White can cover. Ooh, wow. That feels so slow. Oh, my goodness. This feels so slow. That is. Okay, good. I was like, that feels so slow. That can't be good. Okay. I'm happy to see that. That is. Oh, I already said that stone's not important. And yeah, this move's also not good. I thought it had to be from this side instead, but it wants this one first. This is a way to protect the group right away. It really wants this move. So let's play this one out first. Let's have it do this one, which is what it showed. So we got some extra strength here. And so yes, what I was talking about is a little bit more accurate here. We can threaten to cut through these stones. They could die if they get cut. So a move over here is good to threaten that. And then if they connect, now maybe we can try to surround this on a larger scale. Now the move that they played in the game, closer to the move they played in the game, is starting to be better because we have some backup. And now we're going to be really sort of attacking these stones. But we just needed some extra strength first here. Make sure these stones were going to be able to live if something happens. Okay. And they actually want the other Atari, but I'm not worrying about that for now. Just the basic idea behind it. So, because there's a lot of Aji on this side, because they could push through, maybe make some more points here. They could decide to cut here, which allows stuff to go, you know, first call back up. Yeah. Right? Yeah. First call back up. Make a little bit of strength, then fight. But this is 100% definitely no good. I didn't even consider playing on the bottom. This was not even something I thought about. There was no possibility in my mind. So are we at 90% now? Yep, 90% now because of this one move. 90%. Yeah, I thought so for sure. I almost didn't believe it, I have to be honest. I almost didn't believe it. I still feel like there's plenty of room here, right? So let's assume that we don't capture that and they connect, right? We just play here, they connect up, we even let them connect up really comfortably like this, then they can cut. Okay, now they've cut. I think there's plenty of room over here. First of all, something like this one, we can threaten still. Something like this one, where we're making some space to live. You see how much space here. There's at least one eye on the left side, and maybe even one eye here in the center. And black is still in trouble. So the cutting point just is not important at all. And you're still able to take the bottom side as points. You're not losing anything from this. So, yeah, it just doesn't feel right in any way. So black is probably happy to even just jump again to connect everything. We don't even need to play anything special. But I still want to try to do something over here. Okay, they're going to go in a little bit more first. A little bit greedy, but I think it's probably fine now. Because we're much further out. And we're also still threatening to push through this way, which would be connecting our groups as well. So white does need to protect. And they're going to go even further in. Oh, white does need to protect again. And black, we can consider these just forcing moves. Yes, there is a push and cut, but I don't know if we want to use that right away. I think that is just a ladder to these stones, but this does mean there's more weakness here to deal with. So now I would want to for sure just back off. Diagonal feels really nice, and jump feels okay. Yeah, diagonal. So what does white do? I think the game might be over. Black has a lot of solid territory. White still has weakness in the center. And the solid territory on the bottom is not as big as what black has. So I'm pretty happy here. We could try to do some sort of separation move. But I think black can just connect this way. As you separate, they can just make a base on the left side. So I think this is okay. But white does need to be a little bit more aggressive. But I think it's too late now. So white's going to peep. We can just, yeah, this is a bad peep. We do have to protect again. Oh, okay. So white is being aggressive now. So it's almost like their moves were not very useful. Right? Because now we're potentially connecting up again. If we're connecting up, then what was the point of this diagonal move? It doesn't do much. Even if it's gone, it doesn't really change anything. So you can see how important that stone was. I think we need to maybe not Hane, because there is a cutting point. So maybe just extend. Oh, wedge instead. Oh, that does the same thing. Okay, good point. I was not thinking about wedge. It's the same idea. If we Hane here, there's this wedge. And we are cut off. So we have to be a little bit careful. So we can't Hane. If we extend, there is still a cutting point though. But more manageable. Oh, excuse me. But it's still awkward. We could even just connect now. Because we are still probably going to be fine. But definitely the stronger move, probably, I mean, you could maybe do like this one, for example. But I think the stronger move probably is this wedge. Even if they push and cut, we're still happy here, right? We're still very happy here, especially with this Atari. Very happy. So I probably has to Atari. When we connect, we've also connected our weakness now. We made a bamboo joint. And we can just play a nice knight's move right now. That would look really nice. But even just extending would be good. Yeah, basically just the extension instead. So we connected very cleanly, very happily. We have some good shape now, with white still having a little bit of an issue. But they are making some points on the left side potentially now. Making up for some of the problem in the center. Peep, sure. Peep. I don't like this peep. This peep is bad. Just connect is probably still fine, but I think this peep is bad. Because black could connect in a really comfortable way here again. But just connect. Because, like, for example, black could play like this move. Because this cut might be too much to handle. There's a lot going on here. So black could have a possibility of playing in a different way here. But just connect is always good. Never a big deal. And they're still not actually connected here. There's still not actually a strong connection yet. They still need one more move. So they're going to play more moves now. Okay. Block. And go back to the corner. So they're probably safe now. We can probably play in-game. But I think it's too late again. I kind of want to play over here. I don't know if it's right, but I feel like I like it. But pushing here is also just really big. Oh, cut first. Cut first. Okay. Because there is a cutting point that white has to be careful of. This could be a great way to use a lot of Aji here. White might want to extend, I guess. Ooh, Atari. There's a lot of Aji here. Oh, capture? No capture yet. Okay. But I do think white probably just lost the game, though. Everything's connected for black. They're threatening the group a little bit more. They're getting at least a little bit more reduction on white here. And yeah, it's just a pretty comfortable game now, with white still needing to make sure they can, for example, not get cut with this pushing cut and not have these stones separated. So this feels pretty good. Black's still 97% here. Let's look at the graph now. Yeah, this was just like a straight up shoot. There was nothing going on. Straight up. Black played quite good here. Just a couple mistakes. So let's look at the beginning through the eyes of AI. Ooh, look at that. Any move is bad on the first line. Anyway. Let's get to some stuff that's actually happening here and see how we feel about the game. It does want the other block, which is the one I was considering. Not a big difference, as I mentioned much earlier on. But the idea is that I think this one's a little bit more flexible. So if we have this same position here, we can decide to switch right now, right? We have the Hane here. We're wanting to switch right away so that we can have a very solid position on the bottom. Or we can decide to do something else first, right? So if we approach here and they just play basic moves, let's say they kick us and jump. Well, maybe we want to extend now instead of switching. And that's the idea from this block. But I don't like switching right away. I'm saying switching because we're switching sides, right? We're going to build this side, right? And I think this one's a much simpler way to play anyway. So I'm okay with this one anyway. It's probably what I would prefer to do. Yeah, just approach now, back off. Slide is the right move. It's kind of fun to see, but anything's okay again. They should pincer right away, which is what I was saying, but again, no big deal. Jump was blue. That's cool. And yeah, this is where I feel like white loses a bit here. Even though this is a perfectly fine move, the follow-up ended up not being fine for white. And this is the much better place to play this attachment here, or just this side in general, because we're just preemptively dealing with the fact that they're going to be building something. And then it breaks the board up into smaller pieces. Smaller pieces is much better for white because white is Comey. Oh yeah, I didn't check the performance report. Yep, black did really well. So all of the performance reports so far for pros has been around 80 to 90, a little bit under. Sometimes one of them was at 78. And the only reason someone was at 60 in, I think, yesterday's game was because of a reading mistake. So that's interesting to see. Always around 80 for the accuracy rating up here. The top 5 match is different. These have been very different depending on the player. but I'm looking at just this top part here. It's not really about how close you are to AI. It's more so about how many mistakes you made. So how many blunders did you make in a game? Because I noticed that if I play someone and we just never make an obvious blunder, even if it's these 1.5 and 3-point mistakes, as long as you never made an obvious blunder under that, you get a really high accuracy rating. So I thought that was kind of interesting to find out. But it seems like the goal to maybe be a professional strength is just no obvious blunders, which is hard to do sometimes. So yeah, so blocking here is not as good. Very small difference though, not a big deal. Extended double honey, all perfectly good. It really wants this move from the beginning. This is the other thing we're looking at when we're looking at through the eyes of the AI, right? We want to see what they keep recommending over and over again. And I saw this being recommended way later in the game, and I'm seeing it recommended now. So this seems like it's just a good idea to play. Same idea as splitting this side instead of taking the top. We're preemptively dealing with the possibility of them building a large moyo on the bottom. Let's keep going. Yeah, now the Hane is really big. If we double Hane, I do want to know if we connect. They still are going to Hane here, but it's also showing these moves as possibilities too. Whereas here, when we extend, it's okay, it's still showing the same thing, but I feel like there's more weakness. I wanted to see if it would change. L4 seems so hard. Yeah, I thought so at first. It's actually not as difficult as you might think. When they Hane over, you can just extend because you're separating them from the corner. And so the corner is going to have to live at some point. And if they Hane under, this is where you need to play the complicated move, which is the double Hane. But if they just connect, you connect, you're good. And if they Atari and capture, even if you don't Atari and capture the other side, what you have done, as you can see here, we've actually reduced this side very cleanly. So the goal is just the reduction aspect. And then if they extend down, we're happy. Anyway, we'll keep going here. Turn does feel really nice now. They should answer now as well. Now coming into the sides too much. Atari first, of course. And then, of course, it really wants this move because it does think this is the chance for white to make enough points as if they can build this area, which is probably why this is a mistake. Part of a mistake. Not that move. Because we can at least try to reduce this. We have possibilities coming underneath here. We can still invade because of this sort of move. Possibilities of reducing here. And anything we do in the center is going to potentially build this bottom side. So the center is just really important. That's probably why AI doesn't want you to invade right away. Because it's going to give black the center instead. Okay, so now that it's thought for a lot more, it does like just back off, which was my move. As I said, I'm basically pro level. So, push Hane was better than I thought it was, but it was still not necessarily the right move. And yeah, you should Hane over here. This simplified the position. But this Hane, I feel like it was important. We are threatening to cut through some stones over here. And we'll still be able to jump out towards the center. So this was a little too much. They jump out. We can defend now. And again, instead of taking the big move here, which is sort of like a loose connection, which is what white did other times as well. They play this very loose connection everywhere. Just fix your group first. Yeah, just fix your group. Even this move is more connected to this side, and we're just focusing on fixing our group. Even this one, right? Just fix your group, then move on. But this one's trying to grab for even more. So it's not a blunder, right? But it's just not as easy to play the game. Because a weak group, you don't know what that's worth. It could be worth anything. Okay, so honey over the top is the correct move over here, but it does feel good for black anyway. But it is better to fight, try to make this center into something big. That's why white tried to change the situation. Hane was better, but this was still okay. And then they played honey underneath, which was a little bit bad. Which we already looked at this sort of stuff. It should have been honey over the top. Yeah, just protecting here. And again, this group is basically fine, especially after black plays here. We don't need another move. This group can now live. If you don't know how it lives, at least this move, right? And now this group is basically alive. So we don't need to do that right now. That's why it's -5. It's just a bad move to play when you don't need it. And we can just move on to the rest of the game. But white wanted to sort of separate here instead of defending their groups cleanly, comfortably, whatever. So there's always a possibility of trying to attack. And again, it wants them to play on this side, not in the center. And then yeah, just in game feels good. That's not a good end game right now, I guess. Hane is just better, it looks like. Let's think for a second. Okay, Hane is similar, just a little bit better, but similar. Not too big of a deal. Yeah, just this attachment is still good here. But yeah, the move in the center was bad. This is giving white a little bit of a chance. My move was slightly better. The jump here. Yes, they're going to invade, but I feel like this is my chance to have a really strong comeback in the game. I would feel like black was probably ahead. That's what I was feeling in the entire game anyway. So I would definitely fight back right now. Maybe white was feeling comfortable though. But then, yeah, definitely just backed off too much. This is asking for a little too much. I agree. I thought it was a little greedy. But because white answered, we're fine. And they can push and cut right now, or just push. Yeah, they can push and cut right now. That's annoying. Oh, anyway. Push and cut is not cool. Just diagonal is good enough. I thought jump or diagonal. So we jump slightly better, but either one should be okay. Block doesn't want the wedge, but I like the wedge. It cleaned the area up really well. But my move was right again anyway. But I did like the wedge. Because there is this Aji, but white is in trouble on the other side, so it's hard to really use it. But I thought this was a simpler way to play. But he jumped anyway. But I thought this was a simpler way to play, and that was probably better to do because it's simpler. Then they peeped and peeped. These were bad peeps. I already said they were bad peeps. And then if they finally come back a little bit, but it's sort of too late now to try to win the game. So I guess something to check here before we keep going is actually doing a little bit of a quick count to see if it actually is that big of a difference. Because I was going by feeling this entire time. So if I count it and it really is like a 10-point difference, then white really did need to try to be more aggressive and to do something. So it's like 45 on the right side for black. It's like 55 plus whatever points can be on the top, which could be another 10 points pretty easily, especially with white playing in the corner next. Black is likely to be able to get, for example, this one here. Black can still reduce and do stuff, but black is likely to be able to get something over here, adding up another 10 points or so. So now we need to look at white. If they play this move, I'm only really seeing 45 for white. Like 45 solid points. There's so many cutting points in white's position that I can't really say things are solid in a lot of places. Like if black just pushes in here, that gets rid of a ton of the points as well. This is good enough right now. And then black can still annoy this group with at least this move. And this group is still not perfect because they may have to just live with 2 points potentially, depending on what happens in the center. So, yeah, it does feel like white just has too many things to still worry about while also making up that extra 10 points. So, yeah, it does seem like it's not obvious. I guess I should say it's not super obvious. The AI could be helping me in determining that, right? But it's if you're bad at counting here, then maybe you might think that you are potentially ahead because white could actually get some points here, for example. And if this was enough points, then white could be winning. That's only if these cutting points and the rest of the Aji doesn't matter. So, yeah, you have to be really careful. So we just end up doing some in-game. Oh, pushing one more time was bad. Because they don't need to respond. That is true. They don't need to respond right now. Basically, here, white's trying to get a little bit extra with this move. White's trying to get a little bit extra with this move. Right? Trying to just keep taking little bits of points. Instead of playing normal in-game moves where we're just going on the sides here. Trying to reduce, maybe take some of this left side or something, right? Hanes, they're really trying... the AI keeps looking at these types of moves, which are trying to cut the shape in some way and try to make a little bit of points here. That's showing you that it's going to be difficult. So black's playing it slightly wrong, but they're probably neither of them are really seeing the potential here, because what the AI actually wants is this sort of fight thing, is what it was showing earlier. Because there is pushing cut here, right? So AI wants something like that. Which is why black can just connect underneath instead. Yeah, trying to really take advantage of it. But I don't think either of them are thinking about that necessarily. It's like white's just trying to take a couple points in the center here like this. So let's see how big of a difference it ends up being. Yeah, it's not important right now in the corner. The center might be a little bit bigger. And it's still a ko. Instead, you don't have to just give it up if you don't want to. But that is really big. Black just got like six more points. 8 more points, right? That's good. That's really good. And capture this one, so like 10 more points right here. You can see how that, even though the score didn't change, the estimated score, because it's assuming an answer at the end of the game, right? You can see how black just ends up getting random points in this middle area, whereas white is still pretty open, even the places that they're able to try to make points. And that's what's making it bad for white, honestly. Yeah, they're really doing all they can to make the points here in the center really nicely, but black also got to push into the corner, which is worth more than a couple points in the center. Hane would be fine too, probably. And yeah, all these free moves from black, because white needs to live, white needs to connect, right? All these annoying moves here. So even after they spent a lot of moves here to get the center area, they only really got 16 points. That seems like a lot, but they gave up the corner, which was points for both sides, so it's easier to a little bit easier to count. Maybe there's a difference for both sides, and they ended up giving up the poor 1P got schooled, right? And they ended up getting up another couple, like another 10 points over here because of how they played. So yeah, they just got destroyed here. Ooh, normally that's a good move, but this push was better. That's oh yeah, because it's threatening to cut. Yeah, good point. Anyway, oh, and there's still annoying moves here too. Oh, that is so annoying. Because White is still going to have to play another move here. Another 2 moves here after these ones too. Oh. Yeah, so that's why AI was looking at really trying to force the center instead of just taking it naturally like this. But I guess if you were counting earlier, like I said, if I counted this as part of the corner earlier or part of the points earlier, then White was in an okay position. But I guess what they may have not considered was that Black is going to be getting some good exchanges while they try to take this center area. Maybe that's what they were not thinking enough about. They need to connect now as well. Oh, throw in. Okay, that works too. But then now they need to connect. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think this is a good enough. We'll just speed through the last part here. Just see the difference in points. Yeah, no cutting points. So I was worried about that. I'm like, wait a minute, does that work? No. The blue move is what I'm looking at. Doesn't work. Just end game. Just end game. And Black didn't even try to do like any pushes and cuts or anything that was too complicated to disrupt this either, because they knew that they were just ahead. That sucks as well. But as you see, the top side was not alive because Black ended up getting some extra moves. So they had to just connect towards the center. So it could live earlier, but as we got more stones surrounding it, it ended up being in a bad position, technically. But I'm interested to see some of the other stats now after this. We just looked at the overall. Yeah, so it's about 10 points, 9.5 points, 100% win rate. How long has it been 100%? For basically the entire game. But yeah, something I'm interested in seeing is opening. Black did significantly better than White in the opening. But when I say significantly better, you can see that it's like 0.5 mistakes. So this is basically an even opening. Not a big deal. Mid game, another one where it's pretty close. White just made one more 3-point mistake instead of 3-point or less mistake instead of what Black did. Black made one more 1.5 mistake, right? Like very, very small differences here. And end game, White made just one mistake in the end game. Arguably, these 3 moves here are probably mistakes because 0.5 in the end game is a big deal. But he was ahead enough that these are not really mistakes. Yeah, I was interested to see that. Because yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, I had just gotten done saying on a different stream that the opening and the end game are probably going to be in the 90s. Almost always good for pro players. They should almost always be good. And we checked out a Japanese game, and their end game was really terrible in comparison. Still way better than me, but in comparison, right? And then, yeah, it was just like, oh, my bad. End game's important though, guys. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so very, very few points lost. The mean point loss here is also good to look at. This is just a quick way of assuming how many mistakes someone made. It was a fun game though. It was a kind of fun game. I liked it. Whew. And I like looking at the end with AI after I've already reviewed it. I think that's nice. It's sort of like seeing someone else's opinion on it, right? So my ideas were mostly right. That doesn't mean that I would actually win this game versus the 1P, but it means that my thinking is not necessarily wrong. The thing I need to improve is like my reading and some other sort of things. What was your rant about? Oh, yeah. It wasn't really a rant. I wanted to kind of rant, but I didn't end up really ranting. But that's why I left that in the title just in case. but it was just about so there's like this gameofgo.com that someone's making this sort of thing, and it's not just about this one. It's like whenever anyone's making anything new for Go, like what he wants to do, it wants to be a little bit of a server and something that's very beginner friendly. Maybe a place you can go watch games, right? And that sounds cool. But then you always see people talking about why would you choose to create something new when you could just use onlinego.com? You know, that sort of response a lot of the time. Yeah, and every time I see a post, a new idea platform, there's always someone saying, why don't you collaborate instead? Yeah, yeah. Even that guy's annoyed with it. But yeah, just a couple people saying that. Luckily, it wasn't as much in this one, but it just made me think about the other times where it was like someone says something, they're like, well, just play on OGS. Don't make us a new thing. Just do OGS. Well, why not make a new thing? New things are good for people, right? If it fails, oh well, they tried. If it's successful, it might actually make OGS bigger too. Just because we have two different websites for something doesn't mean it's going to completely destroy the other one, right? And that's sort of the thing that sort of annoys me with that. Besides, OGS is the one that tried to kill KGS. Instead of working with KGS, they just decided to make their own thing because they thought KGS sucked. So they killed KGS instead. So, I mean, if you were okay with that at the time, why aren't you okay with more people making new stuff? So it's not really like a too big of a rant thing, but it's just one of the things that sort of annoys me. I want people to make more stuff. I don't want them to just collaborate with OGS. And then, of course, he's not going to make everything he wants to make if he collaborates with OGS. He has to wait for OGS to decide that they think it's a good idea, and then maybe they can add it eventually. Whereas he can put everything he wants together. If it doesn't work, OGS can then take the ideas later, right? If it doesn't work altogether, they can take the ideas when they feel like it later. Ooh, Go Dave versus Victor Lin. Yeah, let's see how the website goes. Exactly. Just see how it goes. If it works, cool. If it doesn't work, oh well. And if there's something you liked on the website, take it. I think like OGS, for example, is getting even closer to KGS. Like it started off trying to be not like KGS at all to get to be better. And now like the time settings, the way you do auto match and all that sort of stuff, the chats in games, how things look and do stuff, that's all actually very similar to KGS because that's what people liked more. But there's new stuff. There's different things, of course. But I thought that was also kind of funny. Is he streaming it? Yeah. We'll close this. Oh, Bugcat. Yeah. Looks like he's gone through most of the game, though. I'll have to watch it later if I want to see the whole game. Yeah. Sadly, I can't do a raid or anything. I can't send people places on YouTube. I think technically you can, but you have to sort of prepare it ahead of time. Yeah. React content. Yeah. It's not going to be good because it's just too late. But yeah. Anyway. Maybe React content in the future could be fun. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but maybe we'll try that. Oh, the game's on KGS, so we have to go to KGS to actually look at the game. Did I play Dave before? Have I played Dave? I think I have not. I need no space. There we go. I think I have not played him. There's Sedgwick, Benkyo a few times. Positive. I don't like this game. I don't want to talk about it. Crusags, I played a couple times. Apparently, I forgot about that. These are really old games. I'm just seeing if I played them on any of these old games. I don't think so on here. Then unranked here. I don't believe I played them a long time ago either. Yeah, like Telegraph and Yunkyo and Frenchie. You know, he's really good. Yeah, yeah. React to their play. Perfect timing, Frenchie. I just said your name. Then review with them and make fun of them. Yeah, exactly. Or like, yeah, yeah. I could do that. I could do that. Do you know of any weak French players that are playing right now? Yeah, I don't believe I've played him at all. You know one? Okay, cool, cool. Oh yeah. In my time zone. Wow. Yeah, that's never there. Wow, they need to play some games. Look at that. UK. No good. No good. Anya Forger. Good job. You lost to Anya. Oh, he played Midnight the Blue. But that was like last year sometime. This person needs to play more games. Look at that. They don't play enough. Oh, T-Shag. I know that person. Struggle Bus, of course. I know this one. I know who that is. I'm pretty sure. Make me. I'll do it later. Maybe that could be a fun thing to do. Oh, yeah, Harry, you weren't here earlier, I guess, right? When I was talking about it. But I was trying to figure out a way to get more people uh, discussing and playing together, like in not a league, but like a little study group thing. I actually know quite a few different. If Frenchie is still 4Q, I actually know quite a few different people who are around 4Q. It'd be good to get them all together. A couple weaker players that are trying to reach around the 4Q level or 5Q area, and then one or two people that are around 1Q, and get them all together and do a little study group. And because I want people to. You're 9 Don now. Dang, you're too good. You're too good. We'll have to ignore you from now on. But I thought it'd be nice to get that together because I think one of the things that really helps people get better at the game is discussing with other people their rank, people who are a little bit stronger, a little bit weaker, right? Oh yeah, 9 Don DDK, 9 DDK. And so I think that would be really nice to put together. Um, but we just need to figure out a good day for that sort of thing. And I could stream and play games and review stuff for a little bit. Um, but just put together like a little study group for like people who are my students and other people and stuff like that too as well. I think that'd be nice. That was something that I've heard a few people sort of complain about is they don't really discuss the game with anybody else. It wasn't just yeah, it was like one of my students the other day was talking about that. They don't really have anyone else to really do stuff with. And then like they could probably find someone if they really looked, but yeah. My second almost master. uh but I think that's what I did a lot when I was getting stronger. With Brandon, we would discuss the game all day long, yell at each other. And then sometimes do the Inazuma study group where I would sometimes attend and we do solve problems or play games and review games with each other. I think that was helpful. Oh yeah, you won every time. Yeah, yeah, for sure. You for sure won every time. I mean, the way he won every time was by denying me, and then a week later he would say, "No, I'm the one who suggested that. What are you talking about? This is my move." And I'm like, "Why are you? What are you talking about? I'm the one that told you to play it." And then yes, that's how he won every time. So every time, 50% of the time, yeah, you made it your own. Yes, yes, yes. Before AI times, yeah. And that's the other thing is that AI is sort of getting in the way, right? Instead of wanting to go talk with someone, you can just check AI and find an answer really easily, right? But I think the thinking of your like how you think about your moves is just as important. So discussing it with someone is useful. That's why I want to try to get something put together. So maybe we'll see if there's something we can do on like a Saturday or Sunday or something like that. I think that would be yeah, that'd just be really cool. I should probably do that for myself too, but I'll figure that later. We'll want that for other people first. And I've been wanting. I guess I have been wanting to do an actual study group with like 7 Dons and all that sort of stuff. Like I was gonna have Ben and Tyler and a couple other people join, but oh, we'll have to think about that. Yeah, he's doing restream.io. So what's the position look like, Brandon? Do you think he's winning? Can I upgrade? Oh, yeah, he's only doing 480. Oh, man. It's probably fine. Probably fine. Oh, it's a little blurry, but not a big deal. Yeah, so who's winning right now? That's how they do it in Asia. Yeah, basically. Yeah. He looks a little bit worried, so maybe he's losing. Which one? He's white, right? Yeah, so who do I like more? Dave is always winning. Black has a decent amount of territory, but it's not solid territory. He just sometimes lets. Yeah. That's normal. You sometimes let the opponents win. When does he not look worried? I know that's the problem. That's why I had to just look at the game, look at the board instead. White is in a little bit of trouble, but I think they can connect up. I think they're going to be fine because black also needs to be careful. Black's actually not connected very well. This could be kind of dangerous there for black instead. And I might like Go Dave here, depending on how it actually turns out. Because, for example, even if black does Atari this stone, white could potentially just escape with this one and just capture this side instead of worrying about that, right? They could do that. I don't know if it's good. I'm not going to read it, but, you know, I'll let him figure that part out. He's the reader. Why did black not just keep attacking the central group for his co-threats? I don't know. You can't ask questions like that, Bug Kitten. Anyway. Probably just need to go get some food now. I think that was a fun game that we looked at. I think I prefer white right now, but I can't be sure. Because I think there's a possibility of black getting a good position out of this anyway, but it seems really difficult for black to live. But there is push and cut. Could be a liberty race. You know, I'll let him figure all that. That's going to be way too complicated for me. That's why I don't play strong players like Victor Lin. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll figure something out. Find a new game to look at. There we go. Have a good night. No, have a good day. Some of you are going to bed. Probably should be in bed already. But for everyone else, have a good day.